guys, so I wanted to start off this video by saying that I feel like I haven't just sat down and started talking to the camera like this in a really long time and I miss it. Anyway, today I'm going to be doing a freshman advice video. What I mean by that is, as an incoming freshman, I was super nervous and I remember watching all of these videos. Now I am no longer a freshman. I think it's my turn to give my advice on being a freshman because I know it can be really scary. I mean, you're moving to a different school, you're probably going to have a lot more people. Here's just my tips and tricks. A little disclaimer, not really sure what's going on with my hair, but if you guys are curious, I did dye it a little bit. I got a couple highlights, nothing major, I just wanted to enhance it. Unfortunately, right now my hair does not look super cute. I apologize for that, but I just really wanted to get this video up. So without further ado, here are 14 different tips that I have for you guys, and let's just get started. Okay, so my first piece of advice is that it's okay to get lost. And what I mean by this is, as a freshman, you're probably going to get lost. To be honest, upperclassmen understand that. They were there at one point. It's not that big of a deal. Understand that every other freshman is in the same position that you are, and they're probably just as nervous too. And going along with that, you're also probably going to have some sort of an embarrassing experience. I know every single one of my friends that I've talked to has either fallen down the stairs, gotten lost, or accidentally turned in the wrong hallway, but seriously, there probably is going to be something embarrassing that's going to happen to you. I'm going to warn you guys, it's happened to me, and it's probably going to happen to me the rest of my years at high school. It's not just a freshman thing, but expect it so that when it happens, you can laugh it off. My next piece of advice is most upperclassmen are actually very nice and open to you and will help you. Upperclassmen are meant to be nice. To be honest, there's going to be a couple mean ones that act like they own the school. Personally, I think that's kind of annoying, especially since they're only a couple years older than you, if not just one. But most of them are pretty nice and they're really open. If you're lost or you have a question about where your class is, you can definitely ask one of them, and I'm sure that they'd be willing to help you. My next piece of advice is don't act like you own the hallways, and this isn't just a freshman thing. I think it's annoying when anyone does that. It makes you come off as self-centered, and this isn't just because it annoys upperclassmen. Obviously it does, but it'll annoy your peers. They're probably going to be like, why would you act like that anyways in the first place? Something unnecessary that really doesn't have to happen. My fourth piece of advice is to get your summer reading done, and this was a mistake that I did. I did finish my summer reading, but it took a lot longer than I anticipated. I started it probably 2 weeks before school started, and the summer reading that I had was actually really difficult. It was 2 books. They were both very boring. It was horrible for me to cram it in a small amount of time. And also, I want you to know that SparkNote, you think you're okay because it has all the summaries of each chapter and stuff, but you really do need to read the book. I cannot stress this enough. There were some people in my class that just used the SparkNotes, and I was actually considering doing that, but in the end, you will probably test it on it. And it's important to have the whole book covered and read so that you know what you're talking about. It's also a good impression for your teacher to see that you read the summer reading book because it makes you look like a responsible student. That's another bonus. My fifth piece of advice is to try everything you want to. Activities are super fun, and high school is all about putting yourself out there. I definitely recommend it if you want to do a certain club or something. Join it, and if you don't like it, you can always quit. My sixth piece of advice is that you do get a reputation very fast, whether you like it or not. It can be a good one, it can be a bad one, it can be, oh, that's the girl that plays this sport or does this activity. Even though high school does have a lot of people, you will still get a reputation very fast. Think about that when you're doing your actions. Don't do anything stupid, because someone's probably going to find out and think of you as that girl. My seventh tip is to stay away from creepy upperclassmen, and I know it might be flattering if this senior's flirting with you, but I think we all know trying to take advantage of freshmen. Just like, don't put yourself in that situation unless you know them personally. Make sure that you're not being taken advantage of. I know it's exciting at first, but you really want to be aware of that. My eighth piece of advice is to be positive, because people are drawn to that. Not just upperclassmen, but your teachers, your peers. Everyone's gonna think, oh, that's the person that's really happy about everything. It'll help you make friends faster, and it'll just make you look like an overall nicer person to be around, because no one wants to be around someone that's complaining all the time. My ninth thing is that you can get defined pretty easily. Normally it's by your activity. Certain people that do your sport that only do that sport. If you want to do that one thing, that's okay, but know that you're going to get defined by that. If you want to get defined as something else, then maybe just be a really nice person and you'll be known as the nice person or the social person. Keep that in mind when you're making your actions in high school. My 10th piece of advice is it's going to take time to find your group and find your friends. It's natural for you to not know where you fit in exactly, but in the meantime, be social, be nice to everyone, because you never know who's going to be your friend. My 11th piece of advice is you can be friends with whoever you want. Actually, I think that this is kind of unique to high school. At least for me, my middle school is pretty cliquey and you stayed within your group. But in high school, you have so many different classes with different people. Even though you should have a central group to go to, you can pretty much be friends with whoever you want and no one really cares. Everyone's pretty nice. The groups, yeah, they're kind of cliquey, but you still can branch out. You guys get what I'm trying to say. And also, don't just be with your middle school group because you want to branch out and meet new people. My 12th piece of advice is take lots of pictures because you're only going to be a freshman once, and this goes for everything. Any dances, you're going to want those pictures because they're good memories. I just recommend, even though everyone's like, oh my gosh, you take too much pictures, you're going to look back at them and be really happy that you took them. My 13th piece of advice is that people will change and you just have to accept that. This was something really hard for me because I don't really like change, but also as much as you may not want to admit it, you are going to change as a person too, especially in high school, because that's when you're trying to figure out who you are and what you like and the people that you like. Your relationships might fade. You might become better friends with this one person. You have to accept it and move on. I know it's going to be hard at first, but in the end, you're changing for a better person. People that are meant to be in your life will stay there. My 14th and final tip is to know your goals, your dreams, and look at the bigger picture. High school may seem like the biggest deal in the world, but in the end, you're going to graduate. Probably not going to see most of those people ever again. Know what you want to do. Don't get so sidetracked by doing all this crazy stuff. If you want to graduate or get a scholarship for a sport, really focus on that and put your energy and time into that so you can become successful. Don't forget what you came to high school for in the first place. Those are my 14 tips for you incoming freshmen. One last reminder is everything's going to work out fine. I know you're probably just nervous right now, but I want you guys to know that honestly, high school was the best thing that happened to me, and I'm sure that you guys will have a great experience as well. I wish you guys all the best of luck with your high school journey, and yeah, I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye! Mwah.